Thank you for joining us. I'm John Rasmus, and this is Hoax Hunter. So, I've been following Zendrius, this guy on YouTube, who posts a lot of information, a lot of videos about demon magicians. And he pretty much claims every great magician has demonic powers. While Zendrius has a lot of fans, he's very popular on YouTube, and he posts a lot of good videos, this subject, I think he's off a little bit. I think some stage magicians might definitely use demonic powers, but until we get them to admit it, I think it's best and safe to say they're probably just really good illusionists. I wouldn't say it's common for a stage magician to have a pact with a demon to help him out for stage magic. I think such would be an extremely rare scenario. But perhaps I came across an admission of such a magician. His name is Mike Super. Zendrius claims in his videos that Mike Super uses a demon to help him out with his magic tricks. And it definitely, I thought, it's probably just a good magic trick. For example, Mike Super did a trick where he asked Heidi Klum to hold on to this glass pitcher. Mike Super asks Desmond, his spirit helper guy, he doesn't really have to ask him. He already knows. Supposedly, Desmond the spirit shatters the pitcher. It was on an interesting stand, I noticed, and that stand could have easily been rigged with a note, and glass breaks at a certain note. If you blast a note loud enough, and it's crystal, it will break, or even glass. So certain frequencies, certain notes, when played loud enough, strong enough, and focused enough, can definitely break glass, break crystal. So that's how I thought that trick was done. And then I saw Mike Super again. I believe it was on America's Got Talent. He had a voodoo doll. When he shocked the voodoo doll, Scary Spice, I don't know her real name, she felt the shock. But she could have been sitting in a rigged chair. That rigged chair could have had a shock rigging. And when he's shocking the voodoo doll, he could have a secret button that he's pushing, causing the electric device in the chair to shock a little bit. And so that's how that could have happened. I could easily explain the magic tricks, theoretically. So I never thought Mike Super would admit anything. But I posted a comment on Mike Super's official YouTube page, and I actually got a response from Mike Super. Now, this is a legitimate response. As to whether he's going to delete it after I post this video, I don't know. But here's a screenshot of the comment that I made, and a screenshot of Mike Super replying to that comment. Took Howard Stern's advice and ditched Desmond? Isn't mentioning Desmond part of the demonic pact? I mean, business contract? So the Desmond magic is over and you're forced to do mundane illusions? Mike Super responded, and he said, Desmond is not demonic. He's a tulpa. He manifested through concentration, i.e., he's a magic trick wrapped in a theatrical story. LOL. And I never dropped him, I kept him involved. I just didn't call attention to it. Thanks for watching, though. So basically, Mike Super admitted that he uses a spirit entity, not an imaginary friend, not a trick for the stage, but an actual phantom of a spirit entity. He claims he summoned or created this spirit, Desmond, using perhaps meditation, perhaps some type of concentration techniques. So naturally, I did a Wikipedia search for tulpa. It's a Tibetan term, and it means to build or to construct, also translated as magical emanation, conjured thing, and phantom. It's a concept in mysticism of a being or object which is created through sheer spiritual or mental discipline alone. It is defined in Indian Buddhist texts as an unreal, illusory, or mind-created apparition. Doing a search for Egregore, tulpa will be a default option, as you can see. which is most definitely an occult practice, as I've read a couple books mentioning the subject. In occult circles today, this is called an egregore. You can look at the Wikipedia page for egregore, but it's not very complete. In occult circles today, egregore basically means a spirit that you can create through meditation, a spirit that you can create from scratch. It's not a concept I prescribe to or believe in, but it's a concept widely accepted among occultists and black magicians practicing black magic. I have not ever participated in such activities, but I've simply read about it in books. You cannot create a spirit. You cannot create a phantom. This is my opinion. I cannot prove it, but I do not believe you can create a phantom. I do not believe you can create a spirit. I do not believe you can create a phantom. In black magic, it's called an egregore. Basically, in black magic, Mike Super is using an egregore. An egregore is a spirit supposedly created by a magician, but a magician who is a very adept sorcerer. You can't just, create a spirit, bam. It doesn't work that way, and according to black magic, I don't know the exact process other than extreme meditation, extreme summoning of spirits, and then supposedly you create one. I believe it's a falsehood. I think all spirits that are hanging around were not created by you. Spirits hanging around are pretty much been around longer than you, know more than you, and that you shouldn't mess with them. It's possible when Mike Super dies, he will have to be a slave to this spirit, because this spirit was a slave to Mike Super in this life. And I wouldn't want to be a slave to any entity, so we don't know what kind of contract exists, or even if there is a contract. There could be no contract. Why would Desmond come forward? If Desmond was a demon, why would he come forward and produce tricks on a stage? A, no one's going to believe it's a demon. B, it will draw people perhaps into the negative art of creating egregores, creating tulpas. I thought it was a very interesting twist, a magician actually admitting that he uses a spirit entity and that it's not part of the act, but perhaps he is claiming that simply for more attention. I'm going to have to follow Mike Super, see if he does any amazing tricks that are impossible to reproduce without a spirit entity. I'm not sure that he's even done a single trick that cannot be reproduced without one. But I will continue to watch him, and hopefully some amazing things happen, and he can prove that it is a spirit, or at least more concretely. You can never really prove to science, because science does not believe in spirits, but I definitely do, because I've personally had contact with some. Until next time, I thank you for watching. This has been John Rasmus with Hoax Hunter. Be seeing you.